Alright guys, here's box number 10. And this is that one I was telling you about in the last video, that the one bird that did really good as a young bird and as good as an old bird. And that would be the young lady that's sitting in the nest bowl. She was first place, and as in a young bird, she was first place in 77 miles. And then 7th or 6th place in 100 miles, and then she was first place in 147 miles, and first place in 241 miles for me, and she also was in 10th place in another 147 miles. So she did it really well for me as a young bird, and as an old bird in 2020. She did really well for me also. She had first place in 9th place in 107 miles, 3rd place in 168 miles, and 147 miles she was 9th place, and 263 miles she was first place. And on 147 miles, she was in 3rd place. I did a few other races besides that, but she did not come home like with the rest of them. I'm not sure why. I know she did come home, but further than that. But what do? It is what it is, guys. And in 2020, as a young bird, the young cock here, he was, let's see here, 4th place in 107 miles, first place in 107 miles, and first place in 168 miles, first place in 241 miles, and his father is in box number 11, and the mother is in box number 1 this year. So they both did really well, and so I'm hoping the two to put together here will do really well for me. But I guess time will tell for sure. And I had her paired up with box number 5, cockbird, and the birds did okay, but not great. And I also sent one of those birds down to Adrian P, and it did not do very well as I'd hoped they would. So, but you don't know until you race them, guys. Just because they race good in my loft doesn't mean they race in good in somebody else's loft. You don't know until you try, guys. So the only way you can find out things is to breed them and try them out yourself. And who knows? They might do great, and sometimes they don't. But anyways, I will be done talking about this one for now, and we'll go to the next one. Alright guys, here's box number 11. These guys are my full-blooded Bruce charts. He did really phenomenal for me as a 2019 old bird. He was 5th place and for 107 miles, 5th place in 123 miles, 1st place in 168 miles, and 4th place in 168 miles, and 4th place in 141 miles, and again in the 8th place in 147 miles. He was phenomenal that year. I couldn't believe how well he did. And she comes from great bloodlines too. The guy that I got her from is one of his guy in the club here. He's the one I got him from. I won him at the auction, and I borrowed him one of my birds, and he lost one of my birds. So he asked me what I wanted, and I told him I wanted a boost chart, and this is the one I picked out, this female for him. I'm hoping they do really well for me. The young birds I did race out of them were kind of like right in the middle of everything, and a few of them I did lose. I'm not sure why, but it is what it is, guys, and nothing I can do about it now. I did send one down to Adrian P. and it did not do very well down there either. So I don't know. It might be the two together. I don't know, or maybe it's just the way I was doing things here. Who knows? And maybe it was just an off year. Gosh, you guys don't know. It's funny how one year they do really good, next year they do okay. You just don't know until you race them. But anyways, in box number 10 up there, he is the dad to that one. And the mother was in box number 1. And that was my top bird for 2020 for young birds. So that's the 2 I kept out of there. So because I've bred those 2 together. I probably should maybe put them back together. Who knows? But I'm trying with somebody else to see how that goes. But anyways, they're looking good. He's a really beautiful bird. I don't know. I'm just really impressed with the way he looks. She's a really phenomenal looking bird too. But I guess time will tell. If it works really good. They're supposed to be really good long distance birds. But I haven't had a chance to really prove them other than 2019. After he did really well as an old bird, I decided to stock him as for my foundation birds. So, but anyways, I'll let you kind of go and we'll talk about the next one. All right, guys, here's box number 12. Anyways, he is a long distance bird. He is from a Hennings. And I'm not sure exactly what bloodline he is, if he's different bloodlines mixed together. I am not sure. All I know, he's a Henning bird, and Henning that raced here in Minnesota, he is no longer with us, but he's an old guy that raced really, really well for birds, and he had a lot of red ones that did really, really well. And she is actually from Adrian P. also. And I know she did really well, and he does not like to give up red birds very often. And I got really lucky and got out of one of his red ones. And I know the birds that came from this one should do really, really well for me. I can't remember who I bred it with last year, but I know they did good, but not super. But I'm hoping if I bred these 2 together that they do better yet. So, but that is the plan anyway. So, as you can hear in here, here's some birds being kind of crazy right now. I don't know why they are, but they're just being stinkers. But anyways, like I said, these guys are looking really, really well, and hoping they do good for me. So, but time will tell for sure, guys. You don't know until you race them. So. Alright, guys, this is the last pair that's in this loft for breeding, and all I have left now is, of course, my Tiger Grill project and my white ones. So, but anyways, the first bird right there in front, he is my number 1 cock bird this year for young birds in 2021, and she was actually like right up top there too, and that is the Ludo hen that I got from Graham from Small Pigeon Loft, and she did really well for me also. So I'm hoping the 2 of them together will do really well, but only time will tell, guys. Who knows? Sometimes they do really well together, sometimes they don't. So like I said, until you try them. So, but I could tell you the stats on him, but I know you guys some of you guys were following me along through the young bird races, and like I said, he was my top point bird, and overall he did really well. And I can't remember where she placed in the whole top ranking or so. I know she's right in, close to the top, and that wasn't my top bird. So, but I figured I'll put the 2 together. As you can see, he's a little bit more on the smaller side, and she's a little bit more on the bigger side. So I'm hoping the 2 together will make a perfect pair. So, but only time will tell for sure. And that's all we can do, guys. So I hope you kind of liked the video today. So please like, share, and leave a comment below. And thank you again for watching.